The XFL is returning in 2023, and we got a big-time announcement from the one and only Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson concerning its return. Let's take a listen.
Exciting news, guys. I'm so excited to let you know that 1 year from today, in exactly 365 days, we will kick off our official 2023 XFL training camps. I'm so excited about this. I know you guys are excited too. And all month long, this month, our team of XFL executives are out there scouting the next great players. And I can tell you this, as an XFL owner and a man who has proudly put these calloused dinosaur hands in the dirt, all for the love of football, I can tell you that the XFL player will be the hardest and hungriest players in the room. So Football Nation, we are building this for you. The XFL is watching, all for the love of football. Here we go, 1 year from today.
So there you heard it. We are 1 year away from the XFL officially returning. Obviously, the XFL 2020 folded following the pandemic, or following the beginning of the pandemic, I should say. That forced them, because they couldn't have games, they couldn't do anything, and they were so early on in the process, they had to shut down. And it was really disappointing, because if you talk to fans, or if you talk to people who paid and watched XFL games, they were really excited about this new brand of football, because it wasn't like the AAF. The AAF was a disaster from the get-go, because, it was all a sham. They didn't have the backing, they didn't have the money, they didn't have anything to even get through a season. The XFL folded, obviously, for different reasons, but there was a large investment put into the XFL in 2020. Unfortunately, that folded, and now we hopefully are going to see it again. And a lot of people don't remember, the XFL in 2020 was one of the biggest successes of a secondary or spring football league there was. Because, you had the AAF, but their ratings plummeted after a while. But the XFL were still doing ratings of a million viewers per game, even like at the point where the pandemic started happening. And eventually, and their last game, I think, still got over 1 million viewers. So there's an appetite for this spring football. There was an appetite in these cities. I can tell you, as a DC Defenders fan and someone who lived in DC, when you would walk around, you would see people in DC Defenders jerseys. You would see people excited to go to games. I remember I was at the Cup Snake game, people. It was real. The excitement was great, and it's just so great to see people excited about football. And there is a market for a spring league. We know the USFL is coming. We know that the XFL is coming. And we know that the XFL is going to have a joint venture, some sort of partnership with the CFL upon their return. So you expect to see a lot of Canadian athletes, a lot of Canadian Football League players possibly being a part of the XFL, or vice versa. And the other thing that's so exciting about the XFL returning is, and I think about spring football in general, there's a lot of people that we love in college, right? That we love to watch in college, who, for whatever reason, the NFL is such a beast, such a competitive monster, that not everyone is going to get that shot. Not everyone is going to be successful in the NFL. That's just the truth of the matter. But the exciting thing is, you can see the athletes that you love, that you may have watched in college, that you may root for, or whatever team you may root for. You can watch them possibly land in the XFL, possibly land in the USFL, and that could be a stepping stone. And it was for a lot of people like PJ Walker, who was going to be the MVP of the XFL in 2020. He got a job with the Carolina Panthers. He became a backup, and he got signed. Like, that's a big deal. And that's because of he showed what he could do in the XFL. There's a bunch of other players who did the same thing, and you can use that as a stepping stone. So it's just great, because it's another path for players to go into the pros. It's another way for us to watch the people we may have rooted for in college who didn't get that chance in the NFL. And it's just another expansion of football, that it doesn't end. That's the best part. It doesn't end. You got something to root for, something to look forward to. And remember the play on the field in the XFL 2020 was good. The rule changes I thought were immensely just so great. Like they hit it on the nose with the onside kick being a 4th and 15 instead of an onside kick. The layered out 2-point, 3-point, 4-point conversions. I thought that was great. So there's a lot of things to like. I hope they really bring it back. The Rock and his group seem to have a vision for it, and I can't wait to see how it plays out.